let's begin with the fourth chapter from your political science book of grade 11, and the name of the chapter is Liberalism, Socialism, Communism and Fascism. So these are the political ideologies. Okay, we have to understand their meaning, the features, and we have to critically evaluate each of them. So today we are going to start with liberalism. What is the meaning of this term liberalism? First of all, liberal means free. Okay, so what is free, how much is free, and who is free? Let us understand that. Liberalism. However, liberalism was defined differently in different periods of history. Okay, initially it got the name individualism. Okay, at the very ancient time they are titling it as individualism. Later on, it got the name modern individualism or new liberalism. At present, it enjoys the name liberalism or contemporary liberalism. So, from time to time, you can understand that the name of this ideology is changing. First, it was individualism, modern individualism, or new liberalism. Then we are coming to liberalism, and then now they are saying it is contemporary liberalism. It is the most powerful ideology of the 21st century. So you can understand this is the most powerful ideology which is being followed now also. In the 18th century, liberalism had a powerful influence upon Western Europe and America. It was the basis of both the French Revolution and the American War of Independence. The liberalization, or you can say the liberation movement, became very strong in the first half of 20th century. This liberalization movement got strength from the ideologies of both liberalism and socialism, or you can say Marxism. Okay, in the last decade of 20th century, liberalism got universal acceptance as the most popular, loved ideology. It is now a universally accepted and followed ideology in the present century. So, liberalism meaning and definition. Liberalism stands for a social, economical, and political order wherein man may feel free, safe, and get encouraged to develop himself fully without any outside interference. So, first of all, don't think that they're saying about the men only. Okay, they're saying about the entire human being. They have just told men here in order to represent the human beings. So, every individual is going to get freedom and they can develop themselves in the social, political, economical matter. In whichever matter they want, they can develop themselves, and there will be no external force which will be creating any kind of restriction in the way of their development. So, this is the meaning of liberalism. In simple words, we can say liberalism advocates that the aim of the state or politics is to preserve individuals' right and freedom. Okay, individual will be free to develop themselves, and state will be giving the opportunity, providing opportunity, or providing, you can say, safety to them to develop themselves. Okay, classification or classical liberalism and contemporary liberalism. We can classify liberalism into two categories. One is the classical one or the traditional one, you can say, and next is the contemporary or the modern one. So first of all, we'll discuss about the classical liberalism or individualism. Classical liberalism was the oldest, or rather the original form of liberalism. It was another name of individualism, it supported a limited government. Okay, you have to remember this. It supported a limited government based on the consent of the people. That means they are saying about the limited involvement of the government in every individual's life. Okay, scholars like John Locke, Adam Smith, Herbert Spencer, and some other propounders were the main thinkers. Okay, the classical liberalists regarded that individual as a center, maximum liberty to be given to the individual, minimum control of the state, that means the government, upon the individual. Okay, they are trying to say that government is best which governs the least. Okay, it supported the idea of laissez-faire. Laissez-faire means least amount of state interference in the economic life of the people. So there will be, you can say, a sphere of open trade, a competitive trade, and anybody can take up any sort of way of earning their livelihood. Okay, they are asking for the economical liberty, that means economical freedom. In this aspect they are talking about. Next is our contemporary liberalism. Towards the end of the 19th century, what happened? J.S. Mill, T.H. Green, okay, and some other thinkers began opposing the policy of under-regulated open competition and non-interference of the state. That means this contemporary liberalism is opposing the total, you can say the minimum involvement of the government. They are trying to say that the government's involvement needs to get little bit enhanced, little bit more involvement should be there in the economic society. They try to bring about a certain harmony between the individual good and public welfare. Okay, they are now talking that the state must take a look in the matter of public welfare. They began supporting the idea of entrusting public welfare functions of the state. During the 20th century, scholars like Lasky, Barker, okay, tried to bring about more changes in liberalism. They incorporated the idea of social welfare also. Okay, not only public welfare, they are saying about the social welfare in the ideology of liberalism and gave it more practical shape. Liberty was defined in the positive dimension of civil liberty or liberty under law and with necessary and rational restraints. Rational restraints means that if anybody cannot be allowed to do any kind of business, right? If somebody's business is harming somebody else, or maybe it is not a good one, it will create you can say the maximum population will be in danger with those kind of businesses. Those must be stopped, must be restrained. So this is called a rational restraint. Okay, so by the end of 20th century we can see that liberalism made a serious attempt to establish a world order free from all kinds of repression and exploitation. Okay, they are trying to establish, but yet there is, I'll tell, a lot to be established in the context of liberalism. Nature or basic principle of liberalism: recognition of importance of individualism. Liberalism accords to the individual a high position of importance. Okay, individual is getting the maximum importance in liberalism. Individual is accepted as the central point of all political, economical and social activity. Every individual is getting importance in liberalism. This is the first principle. Second is faith in a rational individual. So they believe that every individual is very intellect and rational. Okay, liberalism has a firm faith in the intelligence and rationality of individual. Being rational, Every individual knows well what is good for him and what is not. No person can be or should be forced to accept and follow such conventions, laws, and principles that do not conform to his logic and intelligence. Opposition of blind faith and traditions. I need not explain this, hopefully, the third point. Next, the fourth point, support of human rights and freedom. The liberal thinkers support human rights and freedom. No state or society should abolish or restrict them. The state is to protect all rights. Firm support for liberty. It includes the liberty of expression, liberty of family, liberty of religion, economic liberty, and social liberty. State as the means, individual as the end. That means state is only as an institution which has been created for the comfort and full development of the individual residing in that society. Okay, state as an instrument of general welfare and justice to the individual. Okay, constitutional and limited government. Every government must function within the constitutional limitation. That means it must be working within the constitutional law. Support of democracy. Liberalism believes in representative institutions, adult franchising, free and fair election, independent, you can say, then impartial judiciary, rule of law, and social welfare. All this exists in democracy, and they are firm supporter of democracy. Faith in secularism. Secularism means the state will not have any religion, no official religion will be there of the state. Okay, tolerance towards dissent. Maybe there will be some alternative viewpoint on the government's decisions or opinions that have to be accepted wisely. Next is pluralist society and multiculturalism. In a pluralist society, there are people associated with all kinds of class, caste, religion, culture. Each class or section or religion or culture has its own interest, right? And it is for the protection of their interest that men from groups and associations. The state has the function among all these groups and associations. Modern liberalism support social, economical, political pluralism and multiculturalism. Faith in liberalism of economy. Okay, this means initially when liberalism was in favor, when the idea of liberalism is coming, they are favoring or they are supporting laissez-faire, open competition, and free trade. Later on, liberalism accepted the concept of welfare state. Presently, it stands for privatization, then you can say liberalization, open competition, free trade, market economy, globalization. All these things came into existence later on. Next is faith in internationalism and universal brotherhood. There are few thinkers like you can say liberalism now supports internationalism, world peace, you can say, then and brotherhood of all people. Liberalism believe in the motto. What is the motto? Live and let live. Okay, and these are the few points which is written. 16 points are there. We have already discussed. If you go through, you'll understand it. Thank you.